Everyone, welcome back to Math Tutoring. Today we're going to do a quick video on how to find acute and obtuse angles between straight lines using the gradient. So you can see here I've shown you the two cases where we have a straight line with a positive gradient and a straight line with a negative gradient. So you see when you have a positive gradient the angle will be acute, and when you have a negative gradient the angle will be obtuse. So the angle, just make a note, is always measured with the positive x-axis. So it's angle between line and positive x-axis. Okay, so always with this angle axis. So in order to do that, we want to use the gradient to find that. So the trick here. So if we redraw it, let's say here, and we're going to call that theta. So I'll pick these 2 points here, with the axis point and a random point on the line. So if I drop a perpendicular down, this is the point x, y. So what you'll notice here is this height is the rise. Okay, because the rise is the difference between the y values. So if I'm picking these two y values, the rise is that height, and this length is the run. Right, the distance between the two x values. So we know by definition m equals rise over run. Okay. Now if you look at here, if we use, this is a 90-degree triangle. Right, this is a 90 degree triangle. Rise is here, run is here. And if you use 90-degree triangle, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side. So we actually have tan theta equals rise over run as well, just by definition of tan, right? Tan is opposite over adjacent. So you can see here the link is, therefore m equals tan theta. So that is the formula to find the angle between a straight line and the x-axis, or the positive x-axis. Y equals square root 3x minus 1. So the gradient is square root 3. So if you look at the line will look something like this here. So we want this angle here. So then we use the formula, m equals tan theta, so root 3 equals tan theta. Now you can either know if that's an exact value or use your calculator, and that's 60 degrees. So this angle here is 60 degrees. Now let's look at a negative gradient. Y equals negative x plus 2. So that looks something like that. So I'm trying to work out this angle. So we have gradient is negative 1. So we have negative 1 equals tan theta. If you use a calculator or exact values, that's 135 degrees. So that's all the tricks to finding the angle between a straight line and the x-axis, right? The reason that a negative gradient is obtuse, so obtuse is a negative gradient, and acute equals positive gradient, is to do with all stations to central. So you see here, this is acute angles, and here this is obtuse angles. So what you'll notice is tan is negative in quadrant 2, which is why a negative gradient will give you an obtuse angle, and tan is positive in quadrant 1. So I'll just make it out here, tan theta less than 0 in Q2 and tan theta greater than 0 in Q1. So that's the link between this and that. So that's why you have obtuse angles and acute angles, right? And remember, the angle is just measured between the positive x-axis and the line. So if you have any questions about like needing help with any specific type of angle between a line question, just comment that below. and I might be able to answer that in the next video. So Depending on how long the question is, I might have time to do a couple of questions. So just make sure to comment that below, and I'll be able to get to that on the next video this week, hopefully. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button if you enjoy. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.